I don't know, Jim. I think we need a better setup than this. I don't know. This is a little better than last week.
Yeah, not enough room. It's a little tight in between there.
And I need a haircut and shave.
I need a haircut.
Looking like bums. Hello, everybody, and welcome to.
Week one.
I guess as well. Last week was kind of just an introductory, so this is really the first real one.
First one.
Welcome to.
Top 10 Tuesdays.
Did you like how I altered my? I did a Steve Ritchie trick.
Yeah. Maybe Steve Ritchie will come do that for us.
Although I don't want to say
Top 10 Tuesdays.
too often because when I'm editing, I have to stop and I have to cut that portion out. And
Well, top
you want to give it a try?
Top 10 Tuesdays.
have it echo. It would be better with Steve Ritchie's voice.
Well, maybe he'll stop by.
You are the master of power now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Steve, come visit us. Where's he living? Probably. Oh, okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to clarify something. I kind of took a little bit of a shot at Spooky Pinball in last week's episode, and it didn't really come across as, I didn't express what I really wanted to say there. We know some of those guys, they do support the hobby.
Absolutely. Ray actually was on one of the podcasts last year, I guess it was.
Yeah, and I could barely listen to his section of it. So I guess what I really wanted to express is that I'm around pinball so much, 7 days a week, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. I don't really want to hear anybody talk about pinball.
Yeah.
Jim, you know, you text me during the day when you're at your job talking about pinball something, and I'm ready to, throw my phone because I don't want to hear it.
Where can I hide my phone so I don't have
So, the guys over at Spooky, they're cool. I like them. Just please don't force me to listen to it. I can't bear it. And
yeah, I listened to it once just to hear Ray on it, and just listening to something, if maybe you're doing nothing like folding laundry or something while you got noise in the background, might be cool. But yeah, I mean, I sat through the whole thing just to get to Ray's section on it, and it was at the very end. So I mean, I got to listen to, I forget what was before Ray. I think they were talking about, I can't remember who it was. Somebody who does displays or something. I forget who. I don't know. But it, there's a bunch of stuff, and it's interesting, but it's long.
yeah, it's generally for hardcore pinball guys, as is our show.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If you sent me a link to this and said, hey, Mike, watch this, I would be like, no.
But yeah, shout out to Spooky.
Yeah.
Definitely when we mention other top 10 things we might do, like ambassadors of pinball.
Yeah,
just the fact that they're keeping the hobby alive, number one. And number two, they're making games. So there's, just the fact they're keeping people involved with the podcast where people can find out some info maybe they might not have known, where they have a guest come on and talk about
Yeah, they have
products
great
they're
guests
making.
come on. Yeah, that's...
And the fact that somebody else is making games,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Awesome. And just a quick touch on the pin side thing. Go see or tune in for next week's Tech Tips, and you'll get a review of how we really feel about Pinside. And it's not directed at Pinside, and it's really not directed at 95% of the people on Pinside. It's directed at the 5% that make it shitty. But okay, here's how we're going to do this, Jim. We have our top 10 lists here. We're not going to go back and forth. We're just going to take turns. You give your whole 10, and I'll argue with you, and then we'll flip sides, and I'll
also, we're actually doing 2 top 10 this week, just because one of them is just going to be entertainment, just to get a couple laughs out of it. The other one's,
We'll find out. Vote which of the two of us is a better comedian. I don't know. Go ahead, you're up.
Yeah,
We're doing.
And of course, this is all opinion based. Are you going to agree with my top 10 list? Maybe
No.
a couple of them. Are you going to agree with his top 10 list?
Probably
Maybe
not.
a couple of them. Are we going to agree with our top 10 list? Maybe a couple of them. It's all opinion based. So you want to rip us for what we think?
We like getting ripped.
Fire
we step
away.
up to it. Every week.
Comment on the video and say you're out of your mind that I don't know, Haunted House is the best playfield mod with 8 flippers on it or something. I mean, that whatever. That's not on my top 10. But.
Yeah. Okay. Well, topic number 1 is top 10 factory toys and/or gadgets.
All right, I'll start.
Go for it.
I got 11 just because.
Yeah, I ended up with 13.
Yeah, I could have had a ton more, but I'll just give an honorable mention to the Toten Genie lamp.
Okay.
Just the fact that it has sometimes nothing to do but getting in your way, and also that's one big complaint people have where they don't like certain features on a game, that it gets in the way of trying to make shots. I think that shots like that make a game more interesting, but on top of that, let's just say we're in a tournament and you're playing to beat the game.
Yes.
And I'm behind. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit there and just keep hitting that lamp to get it lit to where it gives you the bonus spin in lightning lamp mode. Then I'll hit the drop shot.
Yeah,
when you hit the drop shot on, let me finish, then you can critique it.
Okay.
Then you hit the drop shot on the Bazaar, and you can pick 3-time multiplier on it, so you can have that thing 300,000 a spin. In a game I was playing the other night with Brenna, where she was kicking my butt, and my last ball, that's what I did. I just went for the lamp, and I scored 30 million just spinning the lamp.
Nice. It's a playfield feature that is involved in your strategy of playing the game.
Sure, it's involved in it, but it also, like, some people don't like it for the fact that it gets in the way and can complain about it. But again, like I said, that's just something where I like something that's different and gives you something to shoot around. And there's just games like that that have something that where some people complain about it. I'd rather have a different layout and something a little bit more interesting.
Okay. It was a different thing.
Absolutely.
That was a number 11.
And it wasn't, yeah,
That was an honorable mention.
That was just an honorable mention. All right, number 10, Twister disc on, is that Sega?
Sega Twister.
Sega Twister. It's very similar to Whirlwind's spinning disc, but it's a lot different. The way it loads the balls and spins them all around on there and loads them up on, it's just a really neat feature. We got to play it at Pinball Gallery when we were playing in the league. I think that's just a really neat feature.
Not a bad game. Is it? I don't recall. Is it actually it's a disc with a magnet in the center? Is that what it is? Because the balls fall down on it and they stick
on there,
and then it spins. Yeah, that's neat.
I mean, it's a neat game. It's I'd say Twister's an underrated game. I'd like to have it. It's a fun game.
Okay.
Some games are.
I'll get you one.
Yeah, don't have enough room. Anyway, Miss Multiball on Bram Stoker's Dracula would be number 9 for me. I mean, you know, it's nothing spectacular, but it's just neat the way it lights up and the ball travels across the board. Just a
Agreed.
neat thing. Time Expander on Doctor Who. Fun game. It's one of the games where, even though this is awful what I'm talking about, you can get into video modes on it, and the video modes actually help you capture some of the Doctor Who's and complete the game. But just a time expander is a neat feature the way you have to.
I've never played that game, so I have no comment.
Russ has one. Come over Russ's one time and play Russ. It's a neat game. It's a different layout from a lot of the games. It's a neat game. Another one I'd like to have. Yeah, the list is too long. I need a basement 10 times the size. Whatever. Next one, the cannon shot on Black Rose. Neat feature, especially if you get a Black Rose that still has the fire button in the middle on the lockdown bar, because a lot of times you'll see that vanish just from being routed and rewired, and it's not on game. Sometimes you'll see it listed without it, but just a neat shot because the cannon moves around and you got to hit the ship up top.
I've never played Black Rose. I have no comment on that.
Fun game. And then another one I'd like to have, but again, we'll move on to number 6. Star Trek Next Generation cannon, same kind of thing. It's the same kind of feature, but it's neat. You got dual cannons where you can shoot to hit whatever shots are lit up. That's just a neat feature. Of course, they wear with time, and if you replace the wiring harness like was done on, well, we had 2 at the same time, had to replace both of them and have it work right, and then you put the laser sights on it. It's just a, that's not factory, the laser sights, but it's still.
But okay.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's neat. Go to number 5. Attack from Mars Martians when they're bouncing around. It's a goofy thing. It's not anything spectacular, but the way they integrated them into the gameplay, when you're trying to shoot them and you miss, they'll talk.
Miss me.
Haha, miss me, and talk trash on you when you're trying to hit them. So. Just a neat toy the way they integrated it into the game.
Okay.
All right. Here's one that we'll probably get some surprises out of. Monopoly, the skill shot with the spinning flipper. It's not really much of a toy, but just the way you have to make your skill shot soft enough to land on there and time it with that flipper going around. That's just a great idea. Not so much as the toys being a flipper, I mean, they could have put something else on there, like maybe the goofy car or dog or one of the game pieces off the game. Just a great idea, I think.
Big surprise to see that on your list. Okay, it's cool.
Number 3, we'll say the power on the Addams Family. You know, again, go back to where the lamp on Totem gets in your way and does stuff. The power makes it so unpredictable what it's going to do to the ball. You see it coming down to your flipper. I'm like, all right, I see I'm going to shoot for this, and then all of a sudden it just says, whoosh, right down the middle, gone.
Or it goes up the playfield.
Or yeah,
or
shoot up
you
the
kind of
playfield.
almost have to laugh at where the ball ends up going. Yes. It's also a duplicate of Last Action Hero. I don't know which of the two of those is actually older. I don't know.
Maybe Last Action Hero. I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
But Last Action Hero has this.
Well, yeah, Last Action Heroes. There's an underrated game for somebody who never played it. If you want to play a fun game that's got so many features on it.
Bang for the buck. Good pin.
Yep. All right, number 2 for me is Rudy. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I almost put Red and Ted on my list just because I knew that would be on your
but
list.
Red and Ted aren't as funny as Rudy. Sorry.
Okay, you like Rudy.
Of course.
It's number 2. Well, talk about why you like that.
Why do I like it?
Mm-hmm.
Because he talks trash on you. And it's neat how they integrate the head in with when you put him to sleep and he sits there and snores and the bottom lip vibrates up and down the way they had the motor just pulse enough to make it do that. It's just a different feature on it.
Okay. I can live with it.
Number 1, where I know this will be on Mike's list, and if it's not, I'll be surprised. The No Good Gopher's slam ramp shot to get the hole-in-one. Just a challenging shot, because you got to be dead on or know exactly where to hit on the golf cart to get the bank in there. It's a hard shot. It's again, some people complain it blocks the playfield. I like stuff that's different, and it's a hard shot to get. And we even mentioned, I think before, maybe doing top 10 most rewarding shots in pinball.
Yeah.
That's one of those shots where when you hit it, you know, it's like, yes.
It didn't make my list for that reason. I love. It's one of my favorite shots in pinball is the hole-in-one shot on No Good Gophers. But as far as it being a playfield toy or gadget, I don't know.
Okay, well that'll lead me into my worst playfield gadget, where you say maybe it doesn't make it. There's a lot I was picking from, and try to narrow it down. I could list 5 things for playfield gadgets that kind of fell short of being really worth being on the playfield. I mean,
yes.
Judge Dredd's Dread World mod is one that an easy one.
Well, not the mod itself, but
the
assembly.
The assembly and the way it works.
It's like this huge, and what does it do to affect the game besides nothing?
Yeah, but what I'm gonna pick will be the Twilight Zone gumball machine. It does nothing.
Yeah, what does it do?
It sits there. Pat Lawler's games are great, but on that, you could at least done something with it to make it do something.
Yeah, like the ball roll around inside of it, or do
yeah.
something. Yeah, I agree with you there. Weak. Okay, you put some thought into that list, Jim. That's I matched on 2.
Our guess was initially 1, so.
Okay, well, I think I guessed 3, and I'm really surprised that it's not a little bit more. But
there's too much to choose from.
Okay, well, I actually wrote down 13. Just real quick, I guess my 3 honorable mentions. Shack Attack basketball court.
Never played it. That's one game I haven't played. So
well, it's got a rotating disc, which is the court. It's round, aka whirlwind and all that. It doesn't spin very fast, but it's got a spinning disc there, and the backboard goes back and forth, so you have to time the shot with the ramp to try to make a basket. Yeah.
Neat.
For a game that's doesn't get much love, not a bad feature.
Until it's time to shop it.
Yeah, been there. Strange Science, the Atom Smasher.
Well, it's kind of dual featured. I understand.
For the year of the machine, and it's a ball lock, and the entry to it is is a neat shot.
Yeah, tough shot.
And the way the balls exit from it, as far as for multi-ball, is interesting. And you can also do a kinetic shot on it to release one ball onto the playfield.
Get yourself a multi-ball in a different way.
Yeah, thought that's kind of neat, and it's nice looking. Champion Pub, the boxer.
I thought about putting that on the list
I'm not in love with the game itself, but the assembly is integrated into the gameplay, and it's interesting as to whether you hit him in the face or in the gut shot.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So those are my honorable mentions. You're going to be surprised. There are 2 EMs on my list.
Oh my, that is surprising.
Number 10, Fireball, spinning disc.
Yeah, for the time it came out, I guess.
Well, and it's rubbery. It throws the ball all over the place,
Right.
and it's a predecessor to what you see on like Whirlwind.
That would go for
Yeah, and just the placement of it on the machine, I think that's a nice feature.
Wow, an EM.
Yeah. Well, here's another EM,
Oh my.
back to back. Number 9. It's a game called Nags. I played it once. You may.
Nope, never played. I can't comment on that.
Okay, it's another spinning disc, although it's a slowly rotating disc that has 5 or 6, I think it's 5 pop bumpers on it. So it's a spinning disc with pop bumpers on it,
Neat.
and each pop bumper advances a horse on the back glass.
Neat.
Yeah, I don't know. That does it for EMs.
Neat.
Number 8, Shrek Donkey Pinball.
Fun.
Yeah.
I thought about putting it on the list. I mean, I will say that's when you can hit enough shots to get that lit up, and you can get to
Yeah.
play Donkey Pinball, and if you can actually complete it, sure. I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of neat and entertaining and fun and different. And now, if you get into multi-ball, you can have sections where you're actually
Well, yeah,
playing
you're
on the
trying
main
to play-
play field and the donkey pinball at the same time. Pretty cool. And again, it's not the number 1, but neat.
neat.
And most of the ones on my list, in fact, almost all except maybe this next one, I like playfield toys that affect the gameplay. Like your dishonorable mention is the opposite. You know, if they're putting something on a game, I want it to be involved in the gameplay.
Sure.
Which this next one isn't a whole lot. Pirates of the Caribbean, the sinking ship. It's more eye candy than anything else.
Right.
I guess it does block the shot in front of it, but you know, just the way it lights up and the sails shake and it
Yeah.
sinks into
Neat.
the playfield. A lot of effort went into the design of that thing.
I'm sure. Sure. It
And-
probably took a while to design it to get it to work the way it works.
And it's pleasant to look at. I think they did a nice job on that.
Fun game.
Black Knight MagnaSave.
Yeah.
I think that was the first appearance of MagnaSave. I talked with Ray a little bit about it. We see it in a couple
There's
other
a couple
games.
other games that have it.
But
Didn't, I don't know.
yeah, it's, you know, an amateur player doesn't even know what the buttons are for. Once you figure it out, it's a good way to save the ball, and it laughs at you because the outlane reports if you're too late with it.
Right.
Nice integrated feature. I matched with you on number 5, the Mist Multi-Ball on BSD, another magnet feature. You don't see it on any other game that I can think of, or even anything really all that
Right.
similar to it. First time I saw it, I was like, wow, look at this. That's pretty cool stuff. Number 4, Bride of Pinbot, the rotating face.
Interesting. I think it's neat, but
I think it's the only saving grace of that machine. I don't see that it really has any other feature. That, I don't know, makes the game fun for me. That it spins around, and then, of course, when you screw up, it either spins back or spins
yeah.
all the way back.
Yeah, oh no, I'm changing back.
You get through the first phase by shooting up the shuttle ramp twice to get your ball in her mouth. Next, you shoot up that shuttle ramp 2 more times to get your balls in her eyes.
Start all over again.
The audio on that game is funny. I actually kind of like that game. I slam it from time to time, but it's a fun game. My number 3, Last Action Hero, the Crane. It's for ball locks. It swings across the playfield and diverts the ball down. Nice looking assembly, well designed.
Yeah, when it works right, it is a great feature.
Yeah. You know, I can't get over how that game gets no love. I wouldn't put it on any top 10 games list other than underrated. But if you look at the features that are on that game, they're all there. And the playfield layout's not bad. It has that shot that shoots it right down back at you, that AKA F-14, AKA the new Stern Star Trek LE has a similar shot where the coil's facing directly.
Pay attention. It comes back fast.
I guess it suffers from ugly back glass. And the theme's weak. But the game itself is a good game.
Fun game.
I matched with Joe number 2, the Star Trek Next Gen cannons. The way they're integrated with the shots on the game, pretty. I like it.
Yeah.
I like them. I do not like the laser mod because it makes it too easy to make.
It
shots.
does make
it looks
easy.
nice, but it makes it easier.
This isn't add-on. This is the
right. The stock
stock
cannons.
Right.
Great feature. And mine number 1, the Medieval Madness Castle.
Wow.
What more can you ask for? It's got the drawbridge, it's got the moat, it's got the castle gate, it's got the lock shot, and then the eye candy where it
falls apart.
Where it falls apart.
Yeah, it's a great mod. I mean, obviously one of the most sought after games that everybody wants to have. It is a neat feature.
Yeah, I mean, without that, what does that game have? I mean, that is the game as far as I'm concerned.
Right. What's even better is when you shoot a ball and it launches and lands on top of the castle and it gets stuck, and then you got to take the game apart.
Well then unrebuild your features, your flippers.
Yeah, then there'll be 2 weeks.
So that's my top 10. Now that we've presented that, now we want to hear your top 10s. A couple people tried to chime in with their comments about the coming top 10 list.
Right.
Please don't do that because you'll give away some answers, and you might affect our list.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not. So now we want to hear, what do you think about our list?
What's your top 10?
What is your top 10?
Not even top 10. You want to do a top 5 and post it?
Yeah, or whatever, top number 1, whatever you want to say. We do appreciate hearing from you. Did I do my dishonorable mention? Similar to your bubble. What is that? The gumball machine.
Gumball.
Wow. And I do like this pin. Getaway High Speed 2, the supercharger. Wow, it's this big monstrosity of put all this stuff into the game, and it doesn't affect anything. It's pure eye candy. The ball spins around there.
Yeah, the only thing it does is just scoring.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I don't think it does anything with advancing anything on the game. It's just points, I think.
Well, yeah, and it counts down to not the way they integrated it, but just
Eats up a lot of real estate.
yeah. Well, my problem with it, other than how big it is where it drops the ball. It returns the ball down a ramp into an in lane. So it's similar to what's on No Fear,
Right.
but on No Fear it actually speeds it up coming past the flipper for the jump ramp.
Right.
I like it on that game. I do not like it on the Getaway.
Yeah, I thought about putting the No Fear jump ramp on there. I mean, that's a neat one. I guess I could say that's another honorable mention. Jump
Yeah.
ramp's kind of neat.
Speeds it up past that flipper, and you got to be tuned into the timing of that, or you will whiff.
Yeah, no doubt. Done that plenty of times.
So, okay. What else we got?
Next list.
All right, I'll do mine first.
We'll let
then.
Mike go first. This one, of course, this is just for laughs, and it's not serious in any way because
you challenged me to be a comedian, and
Yeah.
I got to tell you, my list in no way represents how I feel about women. I tried to be funny. I don't know. You forced me to do this, Jim.
Yeah, this was
and I
forced.
appreciate your help with this kind of stuff. So I got to take it on the chin sometimes.
Yeah, this is meant just to try to be funny and get a couple laughs, and maybe even somebody else will have ones that we missed on here that might be funny.
God.
My girlfriend helped me out on this. Thanks, Brenna. She helped me with this list, so this just wasn't my ideas on this top 10 list. She helped me out with it, so...
I had no help. I was on an island. So you present the topic, and then I'll do mine first just to get it, because I want to get it out of the way.
All right, top 10 reasons why pinball machines are better than women. And again, this is for laughs. And you can go ahead ahead and start with your list.
Number 10. Oh my. When your pinball says something, it's more likely to be interesting.
Sure. Maybe.
Alright, I'm just going to mow through them because I don't know if I can take this. Number 9. You can sell your pinball and get at least most of your money back.
Woo. Sure. Kind of agree with that.
Okay. Number 8. If your best friend plays your pinball, so what?
Yeah, there you go. I got a similar one, so.
Yeah, well, mine leads into a similar one. Or, number 7. You don't need to wash your pinball after your friends play with it.
Oh. I have something similar, but I didn't say exactly that, but nice. I can't wait to hear the fallout from this one.
Okay.
Generate some interesting comments.
Number,
Go ahead,
number 6 is still similar. Your pinball only needs washed after a few hundred plays. This is so wrong.
Or replaced. All right, go ahead.
This is so wrong. Number 5, your pinball doesn't get jealous when you play a different pinball.
Yeah, sure. That's
Well,
on the list. That's an obvious one.
Pretty obvious. Number 4, if you're good, you can beat your pinball. You can beat your pinball.
Yeah, if you're good.
If you're good. Oh, thank God this is almost done. Number 3, pinball is less expensive.
Got a similar one on the list, but sure, can be, depending on how bad your pinball machine is when you get it, but go ahead.
Yeah. This is so wrong. Number 2, your pinball plays better with fresh rubbers installed.
Yeah. I was going to do something with rubbers and I couldn't come up with something, and I just skipped over it because I couldn't find a way to come up. Oh boy.
I think we might have to retire after this.
Yeah, maybe.
And the number 1 reason why pinball is better than women, when your balls drain, you might actually have immediate interest in playing again.
Nice. Instead of, yeah, well, that list is over. All right, I have 11, so I'll make it fast. Number 11, you can share your pinball with your buddies and it won't get weird.
Okay, that was
similar.
similar. That was kind of a match.
Number 10, they don't complain if you play with other pinball machines.
I had that.
Similar one, yep. I guess this is number 9. It's legal to buy them, keep them locked in your basement. I was going to add on to that too, and you don't have to feed them, but I guess if you have it taken.
They need fed.
All right, number 8, your balls don't have to be cleaned daily. Similar.
Well, that's not why. Okay,
yeah.
I don't get it, but all right.
Well, if you want to add, oh, never mind, I'm not going to explain.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Number 7, it's easier to turn on and cheaper to maintain a pinball machine.
Okay, I kind of had that, sort of.
You didn't say the turn on thing.
Yeah, I didn't say the turn on. Yes, it is, well,
2 seconds, boom, it's
depends on who you're dealing with, but okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Number 6, you won't get arrested for kicking in a coin door.
Oh, you could have said coin slot, but
Coin
all right.
slot, yeah, well, yes. Number 5, when it gets annoying, you just turn it off. And when you get sick of it, you just sell it.
Just turn it off.
Where's the off button? Oh, never mind, I won't. Number 4, you can remove its head and it won't die. Number 3, your pinball machine will give you your balls back. Some guys don't get their nuts back, but you know, it is what it is. Them poor guys who can't get their balls back, I feel for you. Alright, number 2, this is bad. Just take this with a grain of salt. If you take the legs off of your pinball machine and drag it across the floor, it won't leave a slime trail. I got help on that one too. That's not all my fault, so. He's walked away.
Oh, man.
And this is the worst one.
I think we might have lost about 100 subscribers based on this video.
Number one, the best reason that you can you can still enjoy plunging your balls into a 60-year-old pinball machine. Oh boy. And like I said, I got help with the list, so at the end of my list I just had a reminder, P.S. your girlfriend still loves you, so
okay.
Thanks for the help with that.
Yeah, there was a female that participated in this list.
And we're just going to go to, obviously, this is going to be the anti to the top 10 list on this, and it's going to be, I'm sure, the same on both ends. If you really think that it's better to play pinball than enjoy the company of your significant other, and yeah, you're nuts.
Yeah, this was a joke.
Just meant for laughs.
So at this point, you know, I feel like we got to say this a lot around here. Please forgive us.
This is an attempt at having fun and getting some laughs, so hopefully it's worth a couple of laughs.
Well, we need a break up in a lot of what we do. I mean, you know, your job is annoying.
Yeah.
My job, I got to tell you, it's annoying. So.
And if you got any top 10 reasons why pins are better than women,
Keep them to yourself.
Oh, just real quick.
Okay, yeah, that ends that.
That ends that.
Thank God.
Next week, of course, will be another top 10. So we got a bunch of ideas from people on maybe what might be interesting. Let me run through and see what we got for interesting ideas, and then we'll come back and say what we're going to pick for next week.
These are comments on last week's
video. People made some pretty nice ideas on here, so we'll come back to that one because that's the one we're going to do. Pin Biohazard gave us a good one. Top 10 Todd Tucky impressions done by friends and staff.
Living isn't good, is it, folks? That's all for now. Good night.
Oh my.
Very nice Pin Biohazard. I think I could watch 10 videos and come up with 10 of his, and maybe we'll do that one in the future. We'll see.
Okay.
And another one, what's it say? Keeps it simple, which is tied into that. Top 10 ways to reflow solder. I think we'd have to consult Ray on that one.
Yeah.
Scarlet Dirtslinger. Top 10 reasons that boobs are great on pinball machines.
Imagine that. Scale Dirtslinger, I think.
Or is it?
Yeah, scale.
Yeah, scale Dirtslinger. The font's very small in this.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, we commented on the not burning the house down thing yesterday.
Yeah.
Just some other ones that might be interesting. Top 10 worst out lanes. There's way too many. Maybe that's one. This was Patrick Daniels. He gave us that, and a whole list of a bunch of good ones. Top 10 toppers. Top 10 gimmicky features, which was kind of, we just did the toys, so that's kind of the same. But he gave us a whole list. There's a bunch there to choose from. Imangi says, you mentioned doing the top 10 best art packages. I want the opposite. Give me the top 10 fuggliest SS pins ever made.
Interesting topic.
I mean, yeah, there's lots of cabinets and other artwork that's bad. Like the lips on the chick on Checkpoint's pretty bad. The original cabinet on Strange Science and the other 80s Bally's pins, that was just black. Bally midway.
More lack of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll come to that one at some point.
Come back to that. Random Rob says, bonehead repairs done by owners, and you could actually put slash.
Yeah, shops in Southampton.
Yeah, yeah. There's too many there. Best lighting on games. There's just the way it changes on different back and forth, up and down and stuff in different modes on games. That's some easy ones to do. But then we'll come back to the one that we're gonna do next week, which is. You can read that one.
Okay, you picked it, but that's fine. Chris at CNK2, he participates with us quite a bit.
Yeah.
Top 10 themes that would be interesting. It would show off your personalities. I agree. We talked about that topic last week.
Yeah, we talk about that topic lots of times. Yeah, there's just so many different themes that you would have liked to have seen or would still like to see.
Yeah, like I just saw on Pinside this morning, well, I don't know how long this post has been running, but somebody said that Stern's next pin's going to be Walking Dead.
I think they announced that back in October when the show was going on. I think it was at the Chicago show that they announced that, I think.
And I have to say that even not knowing that would have been on my list. Now, I'm not going to put it on my list now because
Right.
it's already been,
Yeah,
well,
I mean, I'm
if it's
not
been
going to throw out
announced.
any ideas now because there's just so many things.
But that would have been it. And please don't put turd pinball on.
No.
Because reasonable
Sure.
pins that you'd like to see built, whether they're based on a movie or whatever.
Right.
So that's a wide range of things to pick from there.
There is, and
But it's an interesting topic because it's like, okay, I got an opportunity to have 10 pins that have never been built in my lineup. What exactly would they be?
well, yeah, there's so many different ideas. I'm sure people come up with their own, but
Don't give them to
I'm not
us
gonna give-
until,
yeah.
and you,
yeah, don't
don't give them to us yet.
we don't want to see ideas and influence what we're going to pick, but I'm going to knock Stern by saying this, but I'm not trying to. Just the rinse and repeat of movie-themed
bland.
pinballs, how often do you get to see original games now? I mean, everything is based on a movie, TV show. I can understand having to sell games and having, Avengers and X-Men, which people like and want to buy, but some more original themes.
Yeah, think
would
outside
be-
the box a little bit. I agree. I couldn't agree more. I've been screaming that for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, this is probably getting to be rather long, so.
nah, it's cool. Got anything to add?
Well, we posted the game of the week, I guess, earlier today, since it's not Tuesday now that we're filming, so check out the game of the week, which is Avengers Hulk.
Yeah, we just posted that. Coming
Friday.
this Friday, we have Felix's trip to the paint shop. We have the footage down now, so that'll be up on Friday.
So you wanna
And then
see
next
how-
Sunday, we're gonna battle on this thing.
And maybe Mike will take the title back.
Yeah, I've lost 2 weeks in a row. I'm slipping.
Slipping. Maybe we get Sean for a three-way again. Where's Jay Robinson? Jay says you were slipping. He commented saying you were slipping,
Yeah, and he loses.
and
to
then he
a
lost
rookie.
twice to Sean.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the tech
Yeah,
tips.
we
You'll see
still
that.
got to throw that back, yeah. Anyway, I got nothing else. You got anything else?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks,
We appreciate you. As always, please leave us your comments. We want to hear your opinions. We're looking for opinions. I want your opinion.
What's your top 10?
Yeah, but not on next
future
week.
ones.
Yeah, not on next week's. Tell us about last week's or whatever. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
Peace out. Time to go.
Yeah, Jimmy says, peace out.
Or wait, what was it? No, I'm not. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, we hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Want to know what's coming next? Go like us on Facebook right now. You can keep up to date with all of us here at the shop and what we've been up to. Thank you for watching.